Hello Vikings of Valheim, Zoroth here, and today we're going to be doing a guide on how to beat Eikthyr, the first boss in this game. So, if you don't want to know, if you want to figure it out yourself, don't watch this video, obviously. This is a spoiler. It will tell you what the boss looks like. It'll include all the information about what the boss does, what are its attacks, its behaviors, and basically the easiest tactic for you to beat it. If you're good enough, honestly, beat it without losing any health. Like, I later on didn't really lose any health, but initially you might get shocked by its movesets and everything like that. So, how are we supposed to beat Eikthyr? So the only really important thing, if you still don't know or if you're new to Valheim, is you need to learn how to dodge. So obviously there's the normal dodge of, running away, jumping, and whatever. And then there's actually dodging, like rolling, in similar to what you see in Dark Souls. The way you do it is you have to hold the block button. Usually the default, I believe it's the right mouse button. And then you just point at a certain direction, WASD, and space. So you start rolling. Keep in mind, rolling takes stamina to use. One of these things that you need to do is you need to learn how to run away really, really fast, because some of the attacks are AoE area and effect. So you do need to know how to run away from them. And then the other attacks, you really just need to dodge. Just one roll, and you're basically in the safe zone for most of those attacks. In terms of the weapons that you're really going to need to use, I honestly would suggest to use the bow. In this case, you can see I just have a crude bow. I did level it to level 2 before I went there, but honestly, if you put level 1 in there and you're going to fight the boss, I don't think it matters. It only makes it a little bit more difficult, obviously, because you do less damage. But it's honestly not that difficult. And in terms of arrows, you can always use the wood arrow, which is the basic one. All you need are logs. Just chop a bunch of trees down. Believe they're like 8 wood or something each, and you get 20 of them or something. Easy to make. Build like, I don't know, like 100. You won't need 100, but it doesn't hurt to have a lot of arrows. I think I personally used flint head arrows when I was fighting the boss, just because I thought, like a boss, I better use like better gear. So I used flint arrows to do a little bit more damage. If you really want to be extravagant, I think you can use the fire arrows on it. I don't know what it does. I've never used the fire arrows on the boss, so I don't know what it does. So use it at your own caution. But yeah, any of these arrows is fine. I don't know if using a melee weapon is going to be good for you, just because it has a very wide arc of an attack range. And in Valheim, your maneuverability is honestly quite low in a sense, where like it's hard to it's not like Dark Souls where you can lock onto a target and you can rotate like a circle around it. You actually have to freely target without any crosshairs or anything like that. So I honestly would suggest the bow. So another thing that you do need to be aware of is that in order to summon Eikthyr, you will need to provide an offering. So in this specific one, the offering are deer trophies. So you get deer trophies by hunting deer. They don't always drop. They have like I don't know what exactly their drop rate is, but it is decently rare. So you're might have to kill a bunch of deer in order to get them. And you're gonna need 2 of them. Don't make the same mistake as I did. I grabbed a bunch of random stuff. I started with like deer hide. That didn't work. Then I grabbed 1 deer trophy. That didn't work. And then I had to go hunt another one to get 2 deer trophies. And if you watch my episode, you'll understand why I hated this process, because I can't hunt deer. But regardless, you need 2 deer trophies. Put them on the altar and you will be able to summon Eikthyr. Now I'm going to show you some gameplay of when I fought the boss for the first time, and I'm just going to tell you the things that you need to look out for and the attacks that you are trying to dodge, basically, so that you can get Eikthyr down on your first try. So in order to beat Eikthyr, you have to understand that Eikthyr has 3 basic attacks. The first attack is its basic melee attack. It will run towards you and then try to hit you with its antlers. For this one, simply dodge left or right, and you should be able to dodge it with relative ease. As an archer, it is probably the most important move that you need to be able to dodge, as it will do this constantly in order to try and close the distance between you and Eikthyr. The second and third attacks of Eikthyr both have a wind-up animation before they are unleashed. The wind-up animation is where Eikthyr lifts both of its front legs and just stands tall on 2 legs for a little while before launching its attack. There are two different types of attacks, and the best way to guess which attack Eikthyr is about to launch at you is your relative distance to Eikthyr when Eikthyr begins to channel. If the boss is very far away from you when it does this wind-up animation, Eikthyr is probably trying to launch its range attack, in which case it is trying to unleash a large frontal electric beam lightning thing from its horns, straight at you. And the only way that you can actually dodge this is to dodge left or right as soon as you see it start to channel. Once the attack is channeled, the attack will not change direction, so it should be relatively easy to dodge once you understand and see the wind-up animation. If Eikthyr decides to start the wind-up animation when they are right next to you, then you are looking at the third attack of Eikthyr. Eikthyr will now try to launch a dome-shaped electrical attack around it. Anyone caught within melee range will take a significant amount of damage. In this case, the best way is to simply roll or, if you have time, run away from the boss. Fighting Eikthyr as an archer requires you to understand its attack patterns. Eikthyr will always try to close the distance by running up towards you. Once it reaches within melee range, it will try to use its horn attack on you. In this situation, simply dodge the attack. Once you manage to dodge the attack, Eikthyr will start to run away. Use this time to pepper it with as many arrows as you humanly can, in order to maximize the amount of damage. This is your damage window. Once Eikthyr reaches a certain distance away from you, it can start one of two things. It can either start its wind-up animation and do its long-range electric beam attack at you, or it can reassume a new charge at you, in order to either hit you with another melee attack or use its third attack, the Dome AoE damage. Your job is to actually look at Eikthyr, keep an eye on it at all times, and make sure you know which attack it is trying to do. Once you identify which attack it is trying to do, simply dodge the attack, repeat the pattern as it will always try to come back and charge at you again, and every time it runs away, keep peppering with arrows. Before long, you would have been able to down Eikthyr, the first boss of Valheim, without taking any sort of damage. It is important to note that you should always have some stamina available, both because you need to use it to dodge, run, and also because you all need stamina in order to shoot arrows. If you do not have stamina, you can't actually pull the strings on your bow. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you don't have enough stamina, simply find a small stone nearby and run circles around it. Eikthyr cannot actually hit you with its melee attack until it detects that you are relatively stationary, aka you are literally in front of the boss. If you keep running circles around the rock, you will be able to stop Eikthyr's frontal attacks, aka delaying the whole sequence of attacks that it is about to do. It is quite dishonorable, yes, but it will get the job done. Once you have enough stamina, repeat the pattern and Eikthyr will be absolutely no problem. And there you have it. Here's how to hunt Eikthyr. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful to you, I would really appreciate if you leave a like on the video, or maybe just comment, comment telling me you beat the boss, what you struggled with, maybe you used another tactic. Comment below and let me know what that tactic was. I would really like to know what other ways there are to beat Eikthyr. I just found bows to be the easiest method for me. And if you want to see more content of just plays, guides, and any other playthroughs of RPG games, do consider subscribing to the channel. And until then, I look forward to seeing you again. Take care.